Hello, and my name is Christine. This is Their Teacher Skates. We are a second-year homeschooling family, and we're chronicling the mostly lighter side of our homeschooling experience. If you have tuned in to any of our videos, you have likely noticed that we spend a lot of time outdoors, and we love staying busy that way. But sometimes it is important to stay domestic, and so that's a lot of what this video is going to be about today. We are doing the big purge, and I know you know the one that I'm talking about. It happens once or twice a year in our home, and I can generally feel it coming on because all of a sudden I am feeling a little more irritable. I feel like I am just moving piles of things around the house all the time and never really finding a permanent home for them. And it's typically because I no longer have a use for them, or my family members no longer have a use for them. And so they're more or less just collecting dust. Maybe it's something that the kids have outgrown, or maybe it's something that we have replaced, but the other item is not quite like ready to like see the trash can yet. So we're there right now. That's where we're at, and it couldn't come at a better time just before the holidays, and also just before two big birthdays. So Lyric will be turning 7 in December, and my husband Craig is also having a birthday. Lyric missed Craig's birthday by an hour and 3 minutes, so they're about a day apart from each other there. That's what's going on in December, and we have to get our house in order. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next couple days, and we're super excited to have you along for our big declutter purge. So I feel like this is particularly important for a homeschooling family to have things in order and home, just because we spend so much time in our day utilizing this space for multiple purposes. So I don't know how other people function, but I know that I start to bog down mentally when I have extra stuff like just around. I feel like when I have a clean workspace, my headspace is typically clearer too, and I like to go ahead and provide that to my kiddos as well. So I'm not saying I'm a clean freak. I wish I could be that mama. I'm not. We still have messes in our home every single day of our life, actually. But I like to have a cap on it, So we're excited to get this underway, and we also, the extra perk is that we're going to have items that we can donate to families who will be able to repurpose those items or use them, and hopefully it will bring them joy. So without further ado, let's get busy. Okay, so it is nearly impossible to imagine that everything that I just pulled out of the closet actually came out of that itty bitty little space, but it did, and I already am starting to feel so much better about it. Okay, so these are our keeper shoes. These are our going shoes. We found the Sock Monster's lair. Some miscellaneous sports and other equipment.
Like Camilla. And this is the empty closet.
There it is.
Now I want to be alone. Just kidding, it's scaring me.
Okay, quick side story about the closet. Very interesting. When we first purchased this home last year, our first level and our second level were not connected to each other. And our home just has a very unconventional layout to begin with. So we have a super large master suite on the ground floor, as well as our entryway, our mud room, our laundry room, and our garage. That makes up the entire first floor of our home. Everything else is located on the second story, which is really rare for the area that we live in here in Southern California. But you're gonna find our living room and our kitchen, and additional bedrooms and additional bathrooms. Everything is upstairs. So when we first moved in, the first order of action, especially because we had small kids, was to attach our first floor and our second floor to each other. So before we even officially moved in, right after we closed escrow, we had a crew come out and build an internal staircase, remedying that situation. So we put a slider door into our living room, and what used to be where our front door was in our home, we turned into a closet space and an internal stairwell. So we don't actually have all of the closet completed. That is, it's framed up and it was drywalled and so on, but we never got around to like adding any shelving or anything like that. We always joked that because the bottom of the stairwell is just below this closet, we always joke that we were just gonna put a fire pole from our second story to our first story. And we're just nutty enough that we may someday still do that. But in the meantime, we could be utilizing the closet space a lot more effectively if we were to add some shelving to it. But that's one of the reasons that it was just sort of a big pile at the bottom and not a whole lot else happening. So I feel a heck of a lot better getting at least that big pile sorted through, and we're gonna move on to our next thing on our checklist. Ready for school, handsome boy? All right. What are you gonna do today?
Toys.
You're gonna do toys today at school?
Yeah.
Cool. What else?
No friends.
New friends. I love that game plan. All right. Good morning. We are going to take baby D to preschool, and then we will be back for the tail end of our massive declutter. Stay tuned. Okay, so we have had a couple of super successful days decluttering in preparation for our holiday season, and I have just been putting one thing off, and that would be that door right behind me. So we're gonna go ahead and knock it out and just get it out of the way. And I'll go ahead and show you what is behind that closed door right now. So as you can see, we are right back where we started. And this is, we call it our playroom. It's primarily my son's room, but he still technically sleeps downstairs in a day bed next to our bed. So really it's just kind of the children's playroom for now until he's just a little older and able to sleep. Well, I'm sure he's able to sleep just fine away from us, but I'm not there yet as a mom. So that's our arrangement, and this is the room we're talking about. And as you can see, this particular room has two closed doors. One is his closet, and the other actually acts as our linen closet, because yet another quirky thing about our unconventional home is that had a really tiny hallway and no storage space for linens. So we, behind closed door one, are just utilizing this space as our linen closet. And on film, it actually looks a little disorganized, but in person, it's really not all that bad. Up top here, we have all of our extra cleaning supplies, and this is like items that I just wouldn't want the kids to get into. So nail polish and nail polish remover that my daughter likes to use sometimes with permission. We have like unused prescription stuff and unused children's over-the-counter items. And then this one here would be our surplus of over-the-counter adult stuff. And then this is extra toiletries and so on. I guess this closet could use a little organizing because I typically don't have stuff like just kind of piled on top of these bins. This is just, so I could bring a little order to that. But aside from that, it's not all that bad. This is where we're hiding the rest of the Halloween candy until it makes a permanent exit from our home. And then these are our extra linens and so on. But really, as I said, it's not horrible. Everything is accessible. I could do a little something with that, but so that's that. The real closet in question, dun, 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 is this one. Okay, so what is going on here? This originally started out as Baby D's closet, and I'm not entirely sure what happened, to be honest. But basically, it just has become my personal catch-all for anything that I don't want the kids getting into. Mostly is what it is, or just that we don't have a permanent home for. And honestly, most of the clothes that are hanging are Baby D's, but they are either clothes that I have a couple clothing items that I got on like a major sale, and he is not quite ready to wear yet. And then we have a few clothing items over here that he maybe was not able to wear, that he's grown out of, that maybe were just like wrong season, something like that. And so I just kind of like hang on to them. And as we have friends that have kiddos that fit that size, because it just seems like there's a never-ending supply of baby making going around in our neck of the woods. I always just have something on hand that I can either repurpose to them or gift them or anything really. So, and then this actually, there's a couple of items in here that we do use, but that's what's going on there. The shoe thing, really, I could probably do a lot with. Some of the items, again, we like to take advantage of sales. So these are shoes that he'll be wearing next. Those are size 8. He's like a 7.5 now. So just around the corner. A couple pairs of shoes that, Lyric grew out of. So we'll be hanging on to those, and he can use those at some point. but really the majority of these are actually shoes that he has probably grown out of, and I need to clean up and donate. A lot of items that we no longer use. I really don't need to go into great detail here, but we need to definitely declutter. So that's what's happening right now. What an accomplished feeling that was to knock out everything on our list and completely declutter our home to prepare for our holiday season. Yesterday, the kiddos and I were able to take a nice break from our week's work and do a beautiful hike, and I'll go ahead and include a couple clips of that towards the end. And otherwise, I think that's about all I have. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do hit that like and subscribe button. It helps our growing little channel so much, and it's a wonderful show of support that we've been receiving. So thank you if you're a step ahead of us there. Once again, my name is Christine. This is Their Teacher Skates, and we are chronicling the mostly lighter side of our homeschooling journey. So until next time, bye.